Alrighty guys, welcome back. We're in Game 3. It's Circle against Signar, and bear in mind we have now hit the third game, so we've gone up a tier in terms of the points value of games being played. We're at 30 points. I've cranked out Kromac for the first time of the tournament, and it's a radial deployment with the two flags on either side. He's gone for eStryker. I noticed in his list that he had P. Haley, or might have been E. Haley, one of the Haleys, and eStryker as his choices. Both armies had a lot of infantry. The Haley list had Precursor Knights and Nias Hunters, the mercenaries. So I was really agonizing about who to choose. I was thinking, if I went for Kaya, that would mean that I'd have stealth, and the Nias Hunters would be slightly less painful. Also, stealth is possibly a little bit of use against the Stormblades that eStryker's playing, but not by much. But with Kromac, of course, he's got Wild Aggression on the Stalker, he's got Warpath, so he can really just thrash a lot of infantry, so that's what it ended up going for. Also with Bestial, he could really shut down any spells that eStryker or Haley might be wanting to do. There might be situations where that would be handy. But here we go, I've deployed my guys just in a line here, and he's got all of his guys massed up in the background. Next photo shows you what he's generally got. He's got lots of Stormblades, 2 units, of course, with UAs. He's got old Rowdy, and he's got the Ironclad, I think it is. I can't quite remember which jacket it was, but you guys will know. And of course the Squire, battle mechanics, and so on. Next image, I simply move up. I do my normal routine of putting Warpath on Kromac, Inviolable Resolve on the Satyr to make him armor 20, and Warpath, not Warpath rather, Wild Aggression on the Stalker that's on the left, since he'll be closer to the enemy. And of course the Gorak's just hanging back, getting ready to make use of his Animus. Stone's just hanging in the middle now, so that everybody can potentially benefit from Serenity or teleportation. Next image, he moves his entire army up, spreading out in a long line, and this gives me a fair bit of confidence because I see that he's not really worried about me thrashing his guys with Berserk Stalker and Warpathing around and trashing everybody. Maybe he doesn't know too much about that trick, but we'll soon find out as the game progresses. Next image, a bit of a close-up here. I am just moving around and trying to posture with my forces here, but bear in mind that I'm only taking photos sort of between turns here, or when I have an opportunity, because with time turns, a bit of pressure. Next photo, what happens is the Stalker on the right-hand flank heads right over here to thrash almost all of his Stormblades, all but 3 guys, and I believe they passed their command check, and this is with the help of Warpath. And my opponent was not expecting this, managed to do some serious damage with them, and of course the flag there is in contention now from that Stalker, so that'll be a plus for later on. But he is fairly split up, he's far away from my army, luckily within the long control range from Kromac, but that's the first blow. Second photo, the other Stalker on the left-hand side has gone in against this Jack here, this heavy Jack with Wild Aggression, and I cast Lightning Strike on him, hoping that with all of his attacks, since he's in melee range for his claw as well, so with 6 strikes, he might be able to take it down. Now, looking back at this game, this is a mistake. It's a calculated risk that was calculated incorrectly. It was calculated bad. I shouldn't have risked it, because anything too much less than a 50-50 average, and I just failed to kill the Jack. He can repair it with his battle mechanics, and then crush my Stalker, and that's more or less what happened. So a mistake there, which is quite pivotal. And going back into this game, I feel like although I had a bit of an advantage with matchup in the position, it's my bad play which got me into the situation we see next. So going to the next photo, he in fact moves in with whatever he can to attack the Stalker. On the right hand side, he's got some Stormblades that have survived the round against the Stalker, which have moved in and attacked him. This also happens to be his feet turn, I think, so he made some extra attacks on both Stalkers to do some serious crippling damage. Next photo, the Stalker that is facing off against the infantry on the right manages to survive with like 1 or 2 boxes left miraculously, so I got off lightly there. This is because he feated to attack me a second time, which caused a lot of damage, as you could probably imagine. Next image, on the left, somehow my Stalker survives the counterattack from old Rowdy, but I think he managed to polish the Stalker off in the end. What happened there? Can't quite remember the exact details, but I know that the Stalker was in a world of trouble, probably losing all his aspects. But the other group of Stormblades moving up, ready for me to counterattack if I could. So going to the next photo, yeah, what he's done here is he's finished off the Stalker, and he's moved in with his mechanics to repair, and then it's just spread out his jacks a little bit, and Striker's coming a little bit closer out from behind his hiding place there, as you can see. Next image, what I actually do here is I finish off the remaining infantry on the right-hand side with the Stalker and heal him up a little bit. On the left, the Gnarlhorn has gone in to crush the Jack there and total him, basically. He's gone in, I think, with Bounding, and Kromac is hiding behind these shifting stones. He's also put up Bestial so that that Strike will be less likely to come in and use velocity, so to speak. But what will happen here is that I've set a trap for him, knowing that the Stormblades, if they charge the shifting stones, they probably won't be able to kill Kromac, and then the Stalker on the right-hand side will have range to come in, Warpath, and wipe most of them out, leaving me with basically one Stalker against his Jack and maybe a few Stormblades, and Kromac might be able to seal the deal there. So next image, the Gnarlhorn has smashed one of his jacks. I've sent in the Gorax now as a bit of a sacrifice move onto his remaining jack, and he'll have all of his infantry and Striker obviously left to retaliate against me. So going to the next photo, he does indeed do that, hacking up the Gorax with his Stormblades and sending 3 of them out to kill all 3 of the shifting stones. So that's where the where Kromac will actually have to start getting his hands dirty. Next photo again, his mechanics are hanging around, doing a bit more healing, and he sends his Jack in with plenty of focus, and of course, I think positive charge from Striker to actually do some serious damage on the Gnarlhorn, even with armor 20, just taking a crushing from him, and the Gorax hanging back. I believe the Gorax might have survived at this point, can't quite remember. So next photo, what actually happens is the mechanics move in after he's done that to repair him, since he hadn't lost any serious aspects there. Next photo after that, here's the power play. The Stalker rushes in with Wild Aggression, it was a Wild Aggression, can't quite remember, but anyway, Warpath's up, so he deletes all of the Stormblades within range of Kromac, but of course, the problem with this being that he's got a Jack there, and he's going to be able to retaliate and get that Jack straight into the Stalker's face. So next photo, what I ended up doing here is I made a really ballsy move, which again is a mistake. I had Lightning Strike on Kromac, and then he rushes out, feats, gets more fury, and starts hacking away at this Jack, because this Jack here was already damaged, and Kromac's quite powerful in Speast form. And the plan was to smash him and then use Lightning Strike, because he's right next to a corner there, and he would have had enough movement to pull back 4 inches and then 2 to the left, completely out of line of sight and charge range of anybody, including eStryker. But what ended up happening here is I rolled fairly average, kind of low on the Jack, didn't quite kill it, and with 3 Fury left, I'm thinking, this 3 Fury isn't really going to be enough to take it down, so what I did is I used some of the Fury to swing at one of the mechanics instead, so that I could come back behind the wall, but I didn't boost to hit, and then he informed me that the defense 14 or 16 or something stupid, and I missed, and then with only 2 Fury left, I just decided to buy another attack, boost hit, so they could then Lightning Strike away with no Fury, but I rolled a 1, 1, and a 2 for my attack roll with Mat 8 onto the mechanics. So what ended up happening there is that I didn't trigger Lightning Strike, Kromac's right out in the open, and of course I died and lost the game. So a combination of bad luck and bad play by me. I think I had a favourable matchup here, and I felt that, at some points in the game I was playing better than the other guy. He gave me the opportunities to win, and unfortunately I didn't make the most of them, so that's why I lost. A bit disappointed with this game overall, but it's a learning experience. I know that if I was in this situation again, I probably wouldn't repeat those mistakes, so nice to know that. But yeah, just good to get this game out of the way, and hopefully onto a better situation in Game 4.